Well, service delivery has become a key electioneering tool as political parties try to win voters ahead of the May 29 poll. Now, this has highlighted the issue of skills development at municipalities as to improve delivery function at municipality level. Professor Alex van der Heever from the Wits School of Governance joins us now to unpack the importance of skills development at municipalities in order to improve service delivery. Prof, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Look, just how important is skilled personnel as well as development at municipal level to ensure effective service delivery?
Well, skills are important because not only for people doing their job, but also when people graduate up the system to get into leadership positions. Mm-hmm. And all too often we're finding that the people in leadership positions lack any kind of understanding of their job and are often parachuted in. And this is a problem for performance overall, as well as for the morale of the rest of the staff. So it's quite critical to, as you develop public organizations over time, to ensure that you've got an ongoing program of professionalizing the people who are operating within that. And then out of that, certain people are going to graduate to higher levels within the organization. Not everybody should be in the top position. But if you have people who are wrong for those positions, you can forget about good performance. Service delivery will collapse.
You know, Prof, very interesting that you speak about those programs that need to be in place all the time at municipal level, because I'm sure you've seen in the news the issue of cadre deployment has largely been blamed for the current state of the disarray of essential service staff. Is this the only issue, though, do you think? And how can then we deal with the scourge, especially when rumors are that most of these parties, particularly at the forefront, as they campaigning to get into those municipal offices, are also using the same method of giving friends to families and friends and so forth?
Yeah, so I think that we need to distinguish between straight cronyism and cadre deployment. Mm-hmm. The opportunity for cadre deployment actually exposes an organization to the abuse of cronyism. Mm-hmm. And the cronyism is actually pretty serious because it not only allows for the putting people at the top of an organization who are not qualified to be in those positions, and remember that they're then also responsible for promotions and for decisions about improvement of further employment within the organization, as well as being in a position to control procurement. Mm-hmm. So it's actually really important that people in those positions are ethical and competent and understand their role within a public service. That's not what happens when you allow cronyism to occur. The temptation is that you can essentially establish a corrupt network of people relatively quickly because of the ability of members of the executive at the municipal level or a provincial level or national level. It's very easy to establish a network of people who can control all major decisions that involve resources. And that's what's dangerous, because that has basically collapsed many of the services. So we need to get back into a situation where the people who are graduating up through the system are qualified, that the system of promotions themselves are selecting out the people who need to be in leadership positions. And very often these are different to people who might have an important skill. So somebody might be very skilled technically, but not necessarily a good leader. You need to distinguish between the two. Have promotions for people who are skilled, promotions for people who are good leaders, because they actually have to deal with very complex organizational issues and problems over time. And if we have weak people in both those positions, you very quickly feel it at the service delivery level.
Prof, unfortunately, we're out of time, but thank you so much for that input. I still wanted to take this discussion further and look at the effects of coalitions, because that's where some of the issues start. But thank you so much for that. That was Professor Alex van der Heever, Wits governance expert.